We are now witnessing the high-pressure forming stage. The massive auger compressing.
At this point, clay is still just earth. But inside the factory, mechanical force, chemistry, and extreme heat will transform it into a structural material capable of supporting buildings for centuries. When raw clay enters the factory, it is still an uncontrolled natural material. The goal of this stage is to turn that earth into something predictable, stable, and consistent. One of the first challenges is size control. Clay arriving from the quarry contains large chunks, stones, and uneven material that cannot be shaped reliably. Heavy-duty crushers are used to break this material down. Mechanical force reduces large clay pieces into smaller, manageable particles. But crushing is not just about breaking clay apart, it is about achieving uniform particle size. If the material is uneven, stress builds up later during forming and firing. Screening and separation systems remove unwanted impurities, such as stones and metal fragments. At industrial scale, even small contaminants can weaken the final grade. Conveyor systems keep the material moving continuously, maintaining a steady and controlled flow. Here, precision matters more than speed. By the end of the stage, the clay is no longer just raw earth. It has become an engineered material, ready for mixing and plasticizing in the next phase. Water is not added freely. It is introduced with precision. The exact moisture level determines how the clay will behave later during shaping and firing. Too little water and the clay will crack. Too much and it will lose structural stability. This balance is controlled automatically in real time. As mixing continues, a visible transformation occurs. Rough particles merge into a cohesive, elastic material. This stage is known as plasticizing. It gives the clay the flexibility required to be shaped without tearing or internal stress. Plasticity is the foundation of a strong brick. In many factories, the clay is further adjusted using additives. Fine sand, shale, or mineral materials are introduced in controlled amounts. These additives influence shrinkage, firing behavior, and final strength. Each formula is engineered for the environment, where the bricks will eventually be used.
We are now witnessing the high-pressure forming stage. The massive auger compresses the raw material before it is extruded through the die.
Once the clay reaches the required consistency, the mixer releases the finished material. At this point, the clay is no longer natural soil. It has become a standardized construction material designed to behave predictably under pressure and heat. The plastic clay now moves toward the forming section. Enclosed channels and conveyors protect it from moisture loss and external contamination. Maintaining uniform texture during transport is just as important as mixing itself. Ahead lies the forming line, where this carefully prepared material will be shaped into precise, repeatable brick forms. Every step so far has been about control. The next stage will turn that control into shape.
This is the high pressure forming stage, where the plastic clay is forced through the extruder die.
Everything you watched in this video was carefully researched and thoughtfully put together by me. I created this video to present the process in a clear, cinematic, and easy to understand way. My focus was on accuracy, detail, and visual storytelling. Thank you for watching.